We are going to wait until interest rates come down. You've heard it for 3 years now. You felt that pit in your stomach when the conversation ends right there and you feel like you have nothing else to say. And they walk away. Who knows if they ever come back in the market, or most likely they'll actually buy with somebody else. But it's not the market. It's that you don't yet know how to handle these kind of objections. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn that moment around using a simple 4-path framework my team uses to convert waiters into confident buyers every single week. I'm Spencer Su, and my team ranks in the top 0.5% nationwide, closing over $400 million in transactions over the last 7 years. Through rate hikes, low inventory, choppy waters, economic conditions, mass layoffs, H-1B crisis, and who knows, some of the toughest markets we've ever seen. So if you're an agent who wants to stop losing deals and start leading conversations, hit subscribe. And if you want one-on-one help, our group is actively recruiting new agents to join our brokerage. So let me know and we can go over how we can actually help you get to the next level. First things first, you got to reframe the objection. The first thing you need to understand is waiting is a gamble. Rates will always move constantly and you can't even predict it. Up, down, sideways, and not even the economists or hedge fund managers can pretend to do so. But your consumers, they think they're the best stock market and macroeconomists out there. Because trying to time a market is like betting at a casino. You think you had all the information, but it's actually pure luck. The conservative play, the one that actually protects your clients, is buying at home when they're actually ready. Because real estate rewards time in the market, not timing the market. Because once you think it's a good time, it's going to be super competitive again. But we have to dive into the human behavior. What's really going on? When a buyer says rates are too high, it's not just about the numbers. It's about avoiding something. Maybe it's avoiding pain. Probably it's packing, repairing, moving, getting out of renting, dealing with lenders. It's always easy to say, well, do nothing. And it's just like it's easier to say, I'm going to sit on my couch, do nothing, instead of go out and go to the gym and work for it. So your role as an agent isn't to pressure them, but it's to guide them through that fear that it's very normal with clarity and a plan. Because you got to ask them this one powerful question. What is the worst that could happen if you bought right now? Then stop talking. Every answer they give will fit into one of your 4 predictable paths. Once you master these, you'll never freeze in that conversation again. So let's think about it. What can they possibly say? I mean, there are only so many variables for this. They're hoping for rates to go down. They think maybe rates may go back up. They think prices are too high, so they've gone up. They may say prices may go down. There's only a few variables when it comes to this macro equation, right? It's either interest rates and price rating, which, quite frankly, both of them are out of everyone's control. But let's break down each of those scenarios to say, all right, how do you think about this and what should you do next? So let's say rates go down. Well, that's a win. You've already owned the home. You've already been building equity, and you can simply refinance into a lower rate later. You've already married the house. You dated the rate, and you just doubled your advantage, right? You don't need to get into the market when things are so crazy and hectic when everyone else is getting in. Now, what if the rates go up? Well, the good news is that you've locked in your rate. So everyone else is dealing with their own struggles and less inventory because of that, but you protected your affordability while others went and got priced out again and they're wasting more money on rent. That's not risky, that's ultimately smart. You didn't gamble, you secured a spot that was good relative to your finances. What if prices are going up? Well, this is exactly what's happening right now across a lot of places in the Bay Area. Demand has been steady, and as sellers decided to not sell, there's less homes to buy. So even with higher rates, prices are still fairly good because there's always other extra macro things that are out of our control. Just look at it, the stock market is at all-time record highs. So if your clients end up buying now and values increase, let's say 5 or 6% a year, that's equity they would have missed waiting on the sidelines, but it's also another year plus of just wasting money on rent. They will thank you later for helping them act earlier. Now, what if prices go down? Well, historically, U.S. home values have only declined for more than a few years twice. The Great Depression and the Great Recession. Now, both times values rebounded. If you were the absolute unluckiest person on earth and you bought the very top, if you waited 4 years, you would have fully recovered in most markets. Now, the reality is people don't realize how long they stay in the place. Most homeowners stay at least 5 years. So these short-term dips, yes, while it doesn't feel good, it doesn't really make much of a difference because you're going to be in that home either way and you would have been saving on the not paying the rent for that 5 years. So you can think with the logic. No matter what happens, rates go down, great, refinance. Rates go up, fortunately you locked in the rate. Prices go up, you gain equity, well that's a good thing. Prices go down, you recover with time as long as you're not forced to sell. And that's the most important part. There's no version where waiting is safer. Waiting is ultimately the gamble, and it's ultimately the excuse. Buying the right hand now, that is generally the conservative play. Now, here's how I phrase it with my clients. My job isn't to push you. It's to help you make the best decision with the data we have today. Right now, supply has improved. Demand has fallen a bit. And if you find a home that fits, that is the safe move. Waiting is ultimately the dice roll. That single sentence reframes you as an advisor, not a salesperson, but it is their choice. But you also want to anchor back to, why did they even think about moving to begin with? People move for reasons. They get married, they divorce, they have kids, they want better schools, they want a better commute, they want more space, new chapter in their lives. Nobody moves because of interest rates. They move for a reason. Reconnect them to that reason. Say, look, you want to be in that school district by next fall. Waiting 6 months could close that window. It's not about rates, it's about life and what are your options today, which we can control. But the reality is, now all of this may be new to you, but you gotta practice until it's natural. Write these 4 outcomes on a notepad, role play them until they are second nature to yourself, because when you truly believe this, and this is the case, waiting is the risky play. Clients will feel your conviction. Your certainty gives them that confidence to act. Now, as a recap, what should you do? Look at your local data, back it up visually, show MLS stats, new listings versus pendings. How did prices react since, let's say, 2018? You don't need to be an economist, you just need to be transparent and show the data, because facts may help turn pressure into trust. So next time you hear rates are too high, don't debate, acknowledge it, guide them, use the 4th path framework, anchor to lifestyle, show that waiting is the gamble, not buying. That's how producers create urgency without pressure. Now, if you want more proven frameworks like this, we deal with this every single week, and you find this value and you're not getting the support from your team, we are actively bringing on agents to our group. My details are below. Let's set up a time to talk and let's see if this is the right fit for you.